Hi, I'm going to take you through a 10-minute deep core workout today. We're going to work on the 4 muscles that are most important in your deep core. Those are going to be your transverse abdominis, your pelvic floor, your diaphragm, and then also your multifidi in the back. So we're going to try to focus on all those muscles when we work through our engagement strategies while we go through some of these exercises. So let's take it to the floor and get started. First up, we're going to go through some pelvic floor rocks first to find our neutral pelvis, and then we're going to go into some bear hold lifts. So finding your hands and knees, the pelvic rocks, we're going to tip our pelvis forward, and then we're going to tuck the pelvis under. So when we tip forward, we're in anterior tilt. When we tilt under, we're in posterior tilt. Okay, so do one more of each. Feel the difference between the two. And then let's find our neutral, okay? So we're in this hands and knees position with our pelvis neutral. And from here, we're gonna take a nice big inhale into your belly and back, and you're gonna exhale out through your mouth. Engage the deep abs by drawing your hip bones together. We're gonna lift the knees to hover while we keep that tension. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back down. We're gonna do that again. So take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Draw hip bones together. Engage your pelvic floor. Lift your knees to hover. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to go one more. Take a nice big inhale. Engage. Exhale. Draw those hip bones together. Keep your tension in the lower abs. Lift up and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Nice job. Relax. Push back. So we're using gravity against us to lift that belly in and up. Now we're going to work the back muscles a little bit here. So we're going to go into some bird dog. Keep your hands over your shoulders. We're going to find that neutral pelvis again. And then from here, I'm going to just take a nice little engagement of my deep core. And we're going to go opposite leg, extend straight out, and then come back to center. So I'm going nice and slow and steady here because I'm trying to imagine that I have a glass of water on my low back, right? So I don't want it to tip over. So in that case, I need to go slow, okay? I'm stabilizing in my hip and also in my back, okay? So we're just thinking about getting long with the opposite arm and leg, keeping the hips and the back nice and steady. My core is engaged just gently. Good, let's get 2 more per side. Nice and easy. Exhale, keep breathing. A little bit of core engagement. Good, 1 more per side. Nice and steady. Good, relax. Okay, now we're gonna go into a bear lift like we just did with that 2-3 count, and then we're gonna send the hips back to a down dog to kind of stretch out through the pelvic floor. So I'm gonna take you through the breathing strategy of that. When we come into the bear lift, we're exhaling, we're engaging. When I inhale, I'm gonna sit my hips back. So when I sit back in down dog, I'm gonna inhale. So my knees will be bent a little bit in the down dog too. All right, so come into hands and knees. Find that inhale, relax, everything. Exhale, engage, lift up, hold. 2, 3, inhale, sit back, down dog. Relax the pelvic floor here. Breathe down into your butt, and then exhale, over your hands. Inhale, sit back. Big inhale, stretch. Exhale, come into that bear. Engage your deep core. Inhale, sit the hips back. Relax into that pelvic floor. Imagine your sit bones spreading. Exhale, back to bear. Good, let's get 2 more. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, bear. Shoulders over hands. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, bear. And all the way down. Good, nice job. All right, let's take it to a side plank. So we're gonna have our elbow underneath our shoulder. My knees are gonna stay bent here. You can always straighten out the top leg if you want, okay? So we're gonna think about wrapping hip bones together. We're gonna use our obliques here too. So take your nice inhale, exhale, lift in and up, hold the side plank up. We're gonna take our top arm, reach up to the ceiling, and then you're gonna curl underneath this space and then open. So I'm inhaling, curl, exhale, open. Inhale under, exhale, lift up. Good, keep going. Try to keep the hips up the whole time if you can. 2 more. Last one. Good, lower it back down. All right, other side. All right, elbow underneath your shoulder. Take your nice inhale, straighten out this front leg if you want, or you can keep them bent. Take your inhale, exhale, engage, lift up, reach that arm up, come underneath, and then open. Good, use your breath, rotate under. Good, we got 2 more. Keep that shoulder down away from your ear, last one. And then we're rolling onto our back. Nice job, take it down. Let's come into our back. So we're gonna go into a little bit of a tabletop hold first, and then we're gonna add to that. So when we're in this tabletop, you wanna make sure your pelvis is neutral, right? So I'm not totally tucking under and keeping my back flat and like squeezing my butt. We don't want that. I wanna just find that neutral pelvis, right? So I can kind of put my hand underneath, okay? A little space under there is fine. I'm really focusing on flattening out through the core, right? So I'm not here and I'm not totally tucked under. So find that neutral. We're gonna take an inhale, and then as we exhale, we're gonna lift our knees to hover, okay? So take your inhale, exhale, engage your deep core, lift one leg up, other leg comes up, we're gonna just hold this. So keep the lower abs turned on, okay? We're in a lot of trunk like holding here, a lot of weight is in our legs, so our trunk is doing a lot of work, just keeping our legs up in this position, right? So from here, let's lift up, curl, keep this flat, press into your hands, and then release. Exhale, press into your hands, flatten out through the low abs. Inhale, release. Exhale, press into your hands, and bring it all the way back down. Good. So from here, we're gonna try a little bit different. We're gonna come back up into that tabletop. We're gonna drop one heel and then lift the other while we're pressing with the opposite hand. So that sounds like a lot, but let's take a nice inhale. Exhale, engage deep core, lift one leg up, other leg up. Let's take our right hand to our left knee. I'm gonna push in that right knee to hand, and I'm gonna drop my right heel. Exhale, bring it up. Drop the right heel, exhale, bring it up. So I'm trying to make sure my pelvis stays neutral. I'm not letting it tip forward. Press into the hand, 2 more. Lower abs engaged. Last one. Good, relax. All the way down. All right, we're gonna lift the legs up again. So take a nice inhale. Exhale. Engage the core. Then we lift one leg, then the other. Good, let's take the right hand or left hand to the right knee. Press in, you're gonna drop the left heel. Exhale, lift. As I drop, tension stays on in the lower abs. Don't let the pelvis tip forward. Inhale, lower. Press into the knee. 2 more after this one. Inhale, down, up. Last one. Good, bring it down. Everything comes down. So if we're really focusing on the deep core, like engaging that deep core, then you're gonna feel that one, okay? Last one we're gonna do is on our hands and knees. We're gonna do a little bit of a plank here on our elbows. We're gonna alternate between knee taps. So I'm coming down onto my forearms, okay? When I'm here, I'm gonna shift my weight forward on my knees first, right? So we're gonna find that little bit of a tuck of your tailbone. So I'm tucking my pelvis under so my hips stay in line. I'm on my toes. We have the deep core engaged, right? I'm gonna take an inhale, exhale, engage that deep core, tuck the pelvis under, lift one knee up, tap it back down, lift the other knee up, tap it back down. So we're keeping tension in the lower abs the whole time here. Lift, tap. Hips are in a nice straight line with your shoulders. Lift, tap. Good, we're gonna go one more per side, then we're gonna lift up and hold a plank. Lift, lower, good. Now let's lift up left, right, together, hold this plank. Keep the tension in your lower abs. Keep that pelvis tucked just slightly. Shoulders over hands, breathe. 3, 2, 1, good. Sit back, child's pose. Take a nice deep breath into that low back. Good, curl all the way up. And that's your quick 10-minute core reset. You can always go through those exercises again 2 or 3 times if you wanna really fire up your core. Nice job.